To this day. To this day.
Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
This is Off the Top Reviews. I am Bushido Spirit. Here we have Keek.
Hello.
And we are talking about The Boys, Season 2, Episode 8.
You couldn't
What
even remember.
I know.
So let me look this up real quick. What episode number?
What I know. But before we get into that, like, comment, and sub to the channel. We do a lot of reviews here. I guess you could recommend us some shows to review next, because the current ones we have are running out.
Yeah.
We
still waiting on Euphoria.
You know what? Matter of fact, we are down all of our shows.
Yeah.
Next week you will have no shows to talk about. But yeah, this is the season finale of The Boys, man. Any general thoughts right now before we get into the review, the details of it?
I like this season, honestly. It did not disappoint. And I'm sorry that it had to end so fast because I really enjoyed it.
Okay. I agree with that. I did enjoy this season. And I love that after like I love how the audience learned about Stormfront being racist, and they're like, fuck it. I just show her being racist all the time. Because before she was subtle with it.
Yeah.
She was subtle. She wasn't really saying much. She was giving black people strange looks. She's like, wait, I wonder what that is. And we didn't know that in her head she was saying nigga, 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 nigga. We didn't know that. Same German shit. You know? And once it was revealed to the audience, now she just all out there being racist. Like, talking about he's smart for his kind, and like, god damn.
Almost backhanded compliment.
People yellow bastards and shit. It's just all out here, man.
Did not give a fuck.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This was a good finale, man. It felt like, it felt cool, man. Like we had a big dramatic ending, and that's always good, man.
Yeah, I like how they set it up for the next season too. They didn't reveal too much, and they just gave you enough to imagine what it will be like.
Exactly. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do next season. Everybody seems to be happy. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
It's almost too good to be true.
I do know. They had a reveal at the end, so we're gonna talk about that later. But I guess we can jump right into the details, man.
All right.
So the episode opens up with Law, lock, arm, and wait. So the effects, we are seeing the effects of what happened during the trial. Everybody's head exploded, blood all over the place. And of course, Vought is using this to come up. They're using this to sell their super serum.
Put a spin on everything.
Exactly, put a spin on everything. Everybody is upset. We see this lock, arm, and wait commercial, and we see Newman, the congresswoman, talking to like the vice president. I think it's the vice president's name, Bob or some shit.
Yeah. And
she is convinced that, it was Vought that orchestrated the attack. But they don't care. Like that it's clearly Vought, man. Yeah. Nobody else benefits from that happening, but they don't seem to care. The country
their
is
hands
mad.
Are kind of tied.
Yeah, that's true. The country is upset. And it's kind of reminiscent of what happened in 9/11. Everybody was frustrated and they wanted action. They were scared. They wanted protection. So that's basically what the government is doing here. So declaring a national emergency, bypassing the FDA, giving Compound V to law enforcement. So they're selling Compound V to the government to make super soldiers. $5 million a pop, which is a lot. God damn.
Right.
But I guess it makes sense from what you can do with it. But god damn, that's a lot of money.
Damn, that's a lot of money
per person. God damn. Shit. But yeah. And the crew, the boys, our crew, they need a new witness, because Vogelbaum's head exploded. He not the witness no more. And they need somebody. They need a new guinea pig to become the witness. They tried like 8 people already. And they all died. So Huey and Star like I got an idea. Let's go get Maeve. She can be our witness. And of course Maeve is like, get the fuck out of my face.
When that shit.
She kept calling Huey a twink.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
She's doubling down on that gay shit now. She's like, I'm out. I might as well just be like, calling everybody twink.
Using the slang and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, May. Damn.
She's right.
That was kind of homophobic though, man.
What talking about? What? I mean, he's pretty twinky. He's like a tall, lanky, little sensitive soy boy.
Weak ass feminine man out of my face. Like,
I can crush this nigga with my pinky. Get the fuck out of my face. I wasn't talking to you.
I don't know.
Shut the fuck
up. I guess I can't use that because she's gay too. But like, come on. Yeah. I don't know, man. She was dead set on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then the next scene over, we see Becca. She runs away from the little compound that they had her in, where she was raising Ryan. She escapes, which I don't know how the fuck she escaped.
Like slaves escape the same way. She just started running and running through the wild.
She's the only person there. How the fuck?
No, she's not. They have neighborhoods. They have a school. You remember when there was people there? Yeah, the neighbor lady was watching Ryan. Like she let the neighbor babysit him pretty regularly, I think.
I mean, but come on, they don't care about those other people. Like if they are like
they're like actors or something.
Exactly. So they should be watching her specifically. Like, I don't know how the fuck. I mean, she escaped that night. Maybe that was it. Everybody was asleep or some shit. So she got away on some Mission Impossible shit.
Some fucking Harriet Tubman shit.
Harriet Tubman shit. And she ends up with the crew. I'm trying to remember. Did Butcher come get her, or did she just end up where we were at? The crew was at.
When he went to go get her, he told her that he was living beneath a pawn shop in Flatbush, and that's how she found out where he was. Okay. But there's probably a lot of pawn shops in Flatbush. I'm sure she had to go to like every single one before she found.
Yeah, I know. I mean, some kind of way she finds them.
Yeah.
And everybody is enamored by her. Like in her relationship with Butch, man. They like, okay, I see you, Butch.
Right.
they just looking at this nigga, interact with her, and how soft he is around her, compared to how mean and angry he is with everybody else. So that was cool to see just everybody looking at her. And shit.
Right.
It's like, okay, so he does have a heart. He's just not evil out here, man.
Somebody can tame this nigga.
Yeah, somebody.
Wild beast.
Yeah. His animal. Oh shit. So I enjoyed that scene. That was cool, man. Yeah. And I guess the next couple of scenes is like Stormfront and Homelander trying to become the parents of Ryan, taking them places and shit. And I mean, just being out and about, just around with this nigga. And Stormfront is trying to replace his actual mother, And
he ain't going for that.
Pretty. I mean, he's not. Like, he just met her. Like, so obviously.
Like, I don't fucking know you. What the fuck?
Yeah. And they take him to take the little kid to a restaurant, like a superhero restaurant, and people see that it's Homelander and Stormfront there, so they crowd the area, and he just starts breaking down. I'm like, oh my god, there's noises and voices and.
Yeah,
and so,
I don't think he was around a lot of people when he was living with his mom like that, so he had an anxiety attack.
Yeah, exactly. And Homelander just flies away with the kid.
It was the first time he was like really being a dad, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's moments of like Homelander being a father and having some type of feeling. He's not completely I mean, he kills a lot of people, but there's a heart. There's a heart there somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, just with the conversation he had with Becca, like last episode, and she was trying to convince him, like she was like, you didn't have a father or a family growing up, like a mother. Ryan has one, so leave him with me. So,
and I think he did get to him, and then Stormfront probably was like, nah, fuck all that.
Yeah, Stormfront is manipulated shit. That goddamn Nazi, man.
Fuck that kraut, bitch.
Yeah, fuck her, man. But So, given that Ryan is no longer in the little compound that he had, and that he's Vaught's major asset, Vaught wants him back. So Butch makes a deal with Edgar, and they have a little meeting to sit down. And the plan is to return Ryan, get Ryan away from Homelander, and in exchange he gets to keep his wife Becca, you know. And I guess this scene here we see Edgar's motivations, I guess, but not completely. He talks
money.
about how it's money. Yeah, it is money. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And
he makes the stock prices go up. So I mean, shit. As long as I'm in my bag, I don't care if she's racist. Fuck that Nazi bitch. She making me money.
Exactly. You know, because Butch is like, man, you black, man. She's a Nazi. Like, he trying to reason with him a little bit, but all Edgar sees is dollar signs.
Like, all I see is green. That's the most important color to me.
Which I'm like, that's not really. He didn't really tell him everything. Obviously,
yeah.
That nigga has other plans. Like, he wouldn't keep no fucking crazy Nazi around him without having no major plans. So,
right.
Yeah, but he agrees to Butch's plan to get Homelander away from Ryan and all of that stuff. And the next scene, I'm skipping. Well, actually, I'll skip something. So since the plan with Maeve failed, we see Starlight and Huey in the car chilling. And out of nowhere, your boy A-Train shows up with the file.
Yeah,
all the dirt on Stormfront.
You stole a file after he was listening in on a conversation between Edgar and the leader of the Scientology cult church.
The collective. Yeah. Edgar and the Scientology nigga, the head of collective of the church. He was trying to get them back. He was trying to get Deep and A-Train back with Vought, the seven. And Edgar says that he can't let A-Train back because he's black and Stormfront's racist. So he like, okay, if she's preventing me from being a part of the seven, let me give her up. Let me get rid of her.
Right.
So he uses his powers, his speed, and he steals the information from the vault and gives it to Huey and Starlight, which they give to the media. Which they also use as a distraction. We'll get to that later. So how did you feel about that scene? All of that stuff.
Why didn't she have a problem with Black Noir? Who's in a coma, by the way.
Yeah, he's in a coma, yeah. But she didn't know that nobody knew he was black.
I think they did know.
Nah,
if Maeve knew that he was allergic to tree nuts, then how did she not know that he was black?
I don't. Well,
plot hole.
I mean, yeah, he's like, how to. I mean, but he does he have to take his mask off for them to know that he
gotta eat.
Tree nut?
He gotta drink. Come on.
That's true. But again, I mean, every time she talked about Black Noir, she was in front of the camera, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know. It could be a hole. It could be a hole. Because that nigga Homelander was like, we got a Black Noir.
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't completely know himself, so I don't know.
No, I think that was the joke.
Okay. It could have been just a joke. He probably knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did you feel about A-Train just easily getting that shit? Like, I was like, what the fuck? You ain't got no protection for that?
I knew he was gonna do something to get back into the seven. Like, I just didn't know what it was, but I knew he was gonna try to get back so he can continue to get the bag.
Yeah, we knew eventually that he would help out, but I'm like,
yeah.
Y'all got superheroes running around. Y'all ain't got no fucking security.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck going on? Oh man. I mean, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think they seen him too. They seen him. They tell us at the end of the episode that they seen him running there because they had cameras there. But yeah, that's crazy.
He just too fast.
But yeah, he's too fast, man. I can catch up to him. And I guess the next scene, Stormfront and Homelander are back at the fucking cabin trying to teach Ryan how to shoot people. because they know that Vought is go come and get their major asset, Ryan.
Mm.
So in order to protect himself, they're like, let me teach you how to shoot laser beams. And that was cool. I like how they put that there, and then eventually it comes back up at the end. But that was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
He was being like fatherly and patient with him.
Yeah,
and then Stormfront was trying to get him angrier, like to be hateful towards black people, and she was like, there's white genocide going on. They hate us for the color of our skin. And Homelander was like, wait, what?
He's like, hold on, but you crazy.
I was like, what? The fuck? What?
Don't say all of that. Like, come on, man. This is a kid.
I think that was the first time a red flag came off.
A-Train. Just think about A-Train when you're shooting your laser beams. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That was crazy. God. He was pretty whipped up until that point, I think. And then he realized he had won his son being a fucking Nazi.
Yeah. I think he cares way more about his son than his relationship with Stormfront. And Stormfront kind of sees that, so that's why she's trying to get close to fucking Ryan. That's funny.
They're like in their honeymoon phase, and then he kind of just snapped out of it when she was talking to Ryan like that. You can see it in his face.
Like, I don't care about any of this shit, man. I'm just trying to get.
I'm just trying to laser some titties, man. Like,
I'm trying to laser some titties. Trying to have that super sex, man. Like, but and I think from there, our plan starts. The crew plan starts. So I guess they set up some speakers, some sound speakers. Yeah. And only heroes can hear that shit because they got super hearing. And actually, what the first thing that happens is that so they use A-Train getting that information on Stormfront. They give it to the media and they use that as some sort of like that's what I'm looking for. What?
Cancel her ass, basically.
No, like. Like, it helps the plan. I think it's like a diversion or some shit.
Oh yeah. Because he goes to the Vought Tower like immediately after, but still like
so
they just outed her
with that. Yeah, exactly. And everybody at Vought Tower is looking at her crazy, like, this bitch right? You racist?
Right. She's how old? What the fuck? She was married to Vought, and she a Nazi.
They're like, how old is she?
Right.
That's that ancient racism, man. So she's out of the picture. She flies away, and that just leaves Ryan and Homelander, and the boys. They play the sound, and it's fucking up their ears. Ryan covers his ear like and Homelander flies away to destroy whatever's making that noise, and this gives them the opportunity to sneak in and steal Ryan away, which they do. Now, here's where the plan changes up, because the original plan was for Butcher to leave Ryan there, But he takes Becca with him, so he couldn't leave the kid there, so he had to take him. So he basically just fucks over Vought, and he knows this. He knows this, so he tells. He tells Mother's Milk to take Ryan and Becca to Mallory. And right when they're about to drive away, Stormfront returns and flips over their car. And then the fighting starts. How did you feel about that scene?
Favorite scene, actually. With Kimiko and Maeve and Starlight are beating the shit out of Stormfront. That shit was fire. I was like, finally, Starlight's beating the shit out of people like she should have been in both seasons. Like, she wasn't really whooping ass like she can. And finally,
Starlight is ass. She's weak as fuck.
Yeah,
she's the weakest hero I've seen.
I'm like, when is she gonna prove her worth? Like, why is she in the 7? She ain't throwing hands.
Like, exactly. Did you train for this shit?
Didn't this like you train for this your whole life? This is what you want to be. And you just constantly getting your ass handed to you. This is what happens. You get in the sub, and
And
you get weaker.
one thing I'm amazed by is when Stormfront flips over the car. I'm thinking that Mother's Milk and I know Ryan gonna be okay because he's a hero, but like Beck, I feel like they should have been hurt more because we see when a car gets flipped over a van, we see your boy Huey leaking and shit. And I guess he's just extra soft. Everybody else is stronger than him.
He's a soy boy.
He's a soy boy, man. He weak. But that car flipped over like 8 times. I'm like, God damn. And we see Mother's Milk come out first. This nigga's fine. Like, he ain't got a scratch or nothing. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's all that muscle.
But I guess it is all that muscle, man. He was the only one to stand up to Butch, so he must be strong, man.
Yeah.
Stormfront is there. Starlight tries to fight her off. She just whoops Starlight's ass. She whoops Kimiko's ass too, because Kimiko comes through and tries to fight too.
Yeah.
And they get saved by Maeve again, who shows up out of nowhere. And they all three of them just start stomping the fuck out of Storm.
It was ghetto stomping her ass, bro.
Just stomping the shit out of her. But damn, man.
That shit was good.
Starlight. Yo, it was. That was a good scene. I laughed at that shit. Just stomping her ass. Oh, man. But, fuck Starlight. Weak ass, man. Oh, man. She's so trash.
I like her because she's normal. Like all the other soups, they stay in character. They stay wearing them fucking weird ass suits. But she's like dresses in jeans and a t-shirt and a hoodie and like she's like normal.
I mean, but she's like down. She's more down to earth than everybody. She doesn't have this god complex like the rest of the heroes. But she's not normal. Like, I don't know why you can't use that word. She has powers, man.
Yeah.
So while Kimiko, Maeve, and Starlight stomp out Stormfront, Becca, Butcher, and Ryan run through the forest to escape. And I think what happens? Homelander shows up last, right? I think. Okay. So Stormfront flies away. She's getting stomped out. It's like, I can't fight these bitches. So she just runs away from them, and they don't have powers to fly, so they can't catch up to her. And she ends up where Becca, Butcher, and Ryan is. So, and she immediately tries to kill Becca. I think she starts choking her.
Yeah.
And she's about to kill her. And, Ryan is over there freaking out. Get off my mom! Get off my mom! And, Butcher tries to hit Stormfront with, like, weapons and shit, but it's not affecting her at all. And then finally, your boy Ryan, he just breaks. He's like, laser beam!
Like, take this, bitch!
And he fries her shit. He just completely fries. Like, I don't know how the fuck that beam works. Cause she was missing legs and an arm. Like, what the fuck? She missing lip. Like, what did you shoot that shit at? And I think part of the laser hit his mom, Becca.
Yeah.
So she eventually bleeds out and dies. They had this emotional, touching scene. And we see Stormfront on the ground just completely fried. Like, her hair is going,
German,
bald-headed.
Like,
yeah, like, he fried her brain. Like, she just started speaking German. She reversed back to her original self. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, I'm like, how the fuck? Like, what? How did you laser that shit? Like, what the fuck? Nigga, did you use zigzag? How the fuck you get her leg, her arm?
He can't really control it, so he's like,
They should have showed that. That would have been cool if they showed that, but I guess they didn't have the budget for it.
Maybe next season.
But maybe next season. So and we see Butcher over Becca dying, and Butcher's upset because he already hates superheroes, and Ryan basically killed his girl, so he's like mad, trying to keep his composure. And we see Becca dying. He's like, "Don't protect him, He's not like the others." And she eventually dies. Then your boy Homelander finally shows up, and he sees the scene, the massacre. Stormfront on the ground, speaking in German, like her hair going and all that shit. And he just tells Ryan to come over here, man. Like, did you do this? Come over here, Ryan. And he's trying to take him away. And Butch is just there. And Ryan Ryan's like, yo, butch my daddy now. Cause that nigga just
This my daddy now.
He just slowly walks over there to where Butch is at and hides behind him.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, nigga, you had the powers. Why the fuck you behind me? Why you like, come on? And your Homelander,
He's still a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Homelander's surprisingly calm. I guess this Homelander's tone of voice that made Ryan fear him and go to Butch, you know?
Mm.
I mean, because he was calmish, but he had like this anger in his voice. So you can really get that. But he doesn't come, and then Maeve shows up, and Maeve basically shows Homelander the footage of them killing those people on the plane. And she's like, if you don't let these two live, if you don't let the boy go and Butch live, I'm showing this to the media. And he backs off. Surprisingly, he just backs the fuck off. I was like, were you surprised by that? Were you surprised that he backed off like that?
No, because he values public opinion. He needs that validation and that love. And if she were to release a video, he wouldn't have it anymore. They would have turned on him like they turned on Stormfront, like instantly.
Yeah, that's true, and it kind of makes sense because that's all he has is that fake love he has from the civilians, because he didn't really have love from like a parent or anything like that. Everybody sees him as a tool. Voss sees him as a weapon, and it was only a handful of people that really like that he thought loved him, and then that's like Stormfront and Stillwell, which is why he was infatuated with her. But he realized that she betrayed him too, so he doesn't really have anybody but his public persona. So I guess that does kind of make sense. Yeah. So and the next scene we see that Vaughn is having a press conference. We see Starlight on the stage. We see Maeve on the stage. And we see not Stormfront, but we see Homelander there. And I guess they basically blame the whole thing on Stormfront. It was like Starlight wasn't the traitor. It was Stormfront. They got her like a bunker or a vault or some shit. Yeah. So I mean, how'd you feel about that? Like her still being alive, them not getting rid of her.
Well, they never showed her actually being alive, so I think maybe she actually is dead, and they're just trying to cover it up. But we don't know.
Yeah, we don't fully know what's going on with her. But yeah, we can kind of see the frustration on Homelander's face. He's stuck with the two women that betrayed him, Maeve and Starlight, and he just has to go along with it. He doesn't want to ruin his image. So he can't really do much. He's just there frustrated. I mean, at the end of the episode, we see him beating off like on a statue.
I can do whatever.
I can do what I want. Just jerking his shit hard as fuck.
He's so weird. He's so fucking weird. This nigga is he's strange. First it was the titty milk, and now it's just beating off. Beating off on top of a building.
He's been emasculated, man. Look, he needs to feel something. He needs to feel powerful. So beating off in front of like super high up where nobody can see him is how he feels powerful now, man. He needs that in his life, man. But yeah, the episode isn't over yet. The final thing we need to talk about. So actually, before we get to that, so Butcher gives Ryan to Mallory. So is she like CIA, FBI? I forgot which one she is, but
I think it's I don't know, some kind of intelligence agency.
Yeah. So, but Ryan ends up with her. And I guess she asks Butch what he's up to, what he want to do, because they got like they are being funded. They get funding from the government now. It's like a secret agency to help keep superheroes intact, to help control them. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "You want to join that shit? You hate soups," but he's like, "Nah, man." So he's went off to do his own thing. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, he's just chilling. And we see Mother's Milk gets to see his family again. Starlight and Huey together. Oh, they had that touching scene at the end. Yeah, everything seems well. Everything is all cool. Then the final scene, we see the dude from the collective. We see. Actually, you know what? Before that, I think it wasn't it during that same scene where the Deep leaves because he learns that A-Train is a part of the Seven again.
Way earlier.
Way earlier, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Deep leaves the collective. The same, just like Eagle the Archer, because it didn't work for him. He sucks, and he's not a good hero at all. And Vought don't want two washed up heroes in the Seven, so yeah, the Deep doesn't get to join. And we see the collective dude is talking to Newman, the Congresswoman, and I forgot what their conversation was about.
What did you say?
I said what? I forgot what the conversation was about.
Oh, he wanted what is it called? Tax.
Tax cuts and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you're a church, you don't have to pay taxes on any income. Yeah. So in exchange for dirt on Vought.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I guess that was she was who he was using to get the information that he was getting. I guess that's maybe why he was so confident to like get back into the Seven, to help them get back into the Seven. But all that doesn't even matter no more because he is dead. That nigga's head explodes once he gets off the phone. And we see that Congresswoman Newman was the one. She is the person that is blowing people's heads up.
I did not see that shit coming.
I did not see that shit coming either.
Especially in the courtroom scene, like when shit started popping off and like they panned her face and she was like, "Oh my god."
Her acting is top tier.
Yeah,
man.
For real. She was like legit in shock.
This nigga's Edgar is ridiculous if he planned all of that. That like controlled opposition. Like, cause she has to work for Vought, yeah. And you got this Congresswoman. It's crazy, man. And we see that our boy Huey is now working for her. He left the boys to go work with her, this Congresswoman. So yeah, next season is gonna be ridiculous, man. That shit is gonna be crazy. I don't know, man.
She'll see.
Like, how powerful is she? Like, what the fuck? How does?
I mean, she can explode niggas' heads.
Like, how does that shit work? Like, what the fuck? How do you beat that?
I don't know.
Like, she killing heroes. We've seen like, I don't. What?
I want to know her motivation. Like, what is she? What's the end goal for her killing all these people?
Yeah.
Why would she kill that agent?
Too, yeah. I don't. Yeah. I have no idea. Also, what's with the other chick? The chick that escaped from the psych ward.
Oh yeah, like, didn't show her anymore.
Gonna be in the whole thing, yeah. Because I was thinking that she was maybe a part of it, but she didn't show up at all this episode. So
maybe next season.
Yeah, maybe next season we'll see her. But yeah, shout out to Newman. Like, I think she's my favorite now. Like, just seeing that reveal, like, oh, I fuck with Newman now, man.
She is, that ethnic nose popping.
Oh, that nose. I want to lick it, man. That shit is
too far. Too far.
That is too far, man. But yeah. But yeah, that is the review, man. Crazy way to end the review, but that is pretty much it. Peace out, everybody, man. Peace.
Bye.